Subscribe. Subscribe now. No, seriously, subscribe. Look me in my eye. Hey. Subscribe. Thanks. All right, now we can start the video. What's up, guys? Expel here. Today, we are going to be talking about exactly what you have been wanting to hear from me, a topic that has been very, very hot on the Twitter, in the Call of Duty community from the 3%. And we'll talk about that in a second. Regardless, this topic is going to be skill-based matchmaking, something that everybody has an opinion on, and like feet, most of them stink. So we're gonna do that. Regardless, before we hop into things, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get this video as much traction as we possibly can, because I think I have a solution to skill-based matchmaking, and something that will literally make everyone happier whenever it comes to skill-based matchmaking. There would never be another conversation about it ever again if we just did exactly what I said right here. So please, make sure, drop the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here, turn on notifications, that way you get notified every single time I post a video. Make sure to share it with your grandma, your grandpa, your grandkids. I don't know how old you are. Make sure to just share the darn video on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Is Google+ a thing anymore? I don't know how this works. Regardless, do those things. You can also follow me over on twitch.tv/iamexpel. Ask questions over there. Feel free. I do stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, going until 2, which is when the videos go live on YouTube. You can join my Discord if you're ever looking for any friends to play with, and follow me on Twitter if you ever want any more of these crazy random thoughts that I have throughout the day. But this is a full commentary video, so let's talk about it. Since the dawn of time, ladies and gentlemen, there has been one thing and one thing only that has been in Call of Duty. Noobs. No, that's not it. Well, it is technically. There have been two things and two things only that have been in Call of Duty, and that is noobs and skill-based matchmaking. Yes, yes, yes. I know you guys have been like, no, skill-based matchmaking hasn't been in Call of Duty forever. Actually, it has. It actually has. Now, in the past, it was very, very loose, and almost to the point to where you couldn't really tell. But look back. How often did you really run into people that walked around in circles looking at the sky? Not that often, right? Yeah, well, those are a percentage of players. But we never saw them. The reason why is because there was skill-based matchmaking, but as I said, it was very, very loose, and we never had to deal with the really, really ridiculously bad players. But I want to preface this by explaining a couple of things. One, what is skill-based matchmaking? Well, ladies and gentlemen, skill-based matchmaking is skill-based matchmaking, which means if you have a 1 KD, you'll pair with 1 KDs. If you have a 2 KD, you'll pair with 2 KDs. You have a 0.5 KD, 0.5 KD. Stuff like that, right? That's how that works. That's how skill-based matchmaking works. But there is a you know, everything looks good whenever you put it down on paper. You're like, you know what? That'll work great. Yeah, that seems fine. That seems like a thing. Yeah, that'd be good. But at the end of the day, doesn't always work great, especially not for everybody. So let me explain the second thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know this, most players, actually about 97% of players, have below a 1.2 KD, okay? They have below a 1.2 KD. That puts the top 3% of players anything above a 1.2 KD. Kill death ratio. KD is kill death ratio, just for those of you that are, you know, not with it. And so what that means is that there are 3% of players versus 97% of players. Right? And here's the argument that we have with skill-based matchmaking. The big issue with skill-based matchmaking is that, you know, all these content creators, they don't want to sweat. They don't want to have to go as hard as they can to get their YouTube videos. Well, yeah, of course. Why do I want my job to be 400 times harder? That makes no sense. But that's not the whole thing. That's not the whole thing. So here's the deal. We have those people, we have those streamers. We're always going to the streamers that are like, man, my KD's a 5.0 and I'm better than everybody. I got to show off my skill to all the people in the world, all the people in the town. But in all reality, your motor skills, they don't make it that long. Okay. You get maybe 10, 15 years of prime motor skills. Okay. So when you look at people that are not, let's look at Tim the Tap Man. Okay, let's look at Tim the Tap Man. And I'm not trying to call it Tim, but my kill death ratio is higher than Tim's in Call of Duty Warzone. And I guarantee he's trying a little bit harder than me. And it's just because of the age that I am. I'm a little bit younger than Tim. I'm actually 21 years old. And my motor skills are naturally going to be a little bit better than his. This doesn't mean that everybody else is going to be at that. But I would say at 21, Tim was probably at my level as well. The point is that as you get older, and I'm not calling Tim old either. I love Tim like to death. He's one of my favorite creators, as well as Nick Merckx. I just want you guys to know, for some reason, people think that I hate Nick Merckx because I joke about his videos and stuff like that all the time. I don't. I love Nick Merckx. He's one of my, regardless, darn it. Get back to the topic. His KD is not crazy high. He makes videos talking about class setup. You know, he does have videos where he says, you know, this gun's ridiculous and stuff like that. Everybody does it. Every single Call of Duty creator does it. If they say they don't did it, do it. Did it. If they say no, then they're lying, okay? Because they do. Everybody does it. Everybody's going to do it. Everybody wants the views. Everybody wants the money. Blah, 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 blah. It is what it is. It's a business at the end of the day. Yes. Regardless, motor skills, they're going to go bye-bye. It doesn't last forever. So when you have these streamers that are 18, 19, 20, 21, stuff like that, and they're flexing that KD and they're like, man, I'm the best in the game. Understand, that's the worst idea you can have as a creator. If you are a creator, if you are a competitor, that's a different thing. If you see yourself as a competitor, that is an entirely different thing. And you can build your brand around that. But whenever it comes to us as creators, most of us, we're not that good. We look like we're that good, and that's just because we'll have 3 games that we actually do really well in, but for the most part, we're pretty trash. Do you guys know how long it takes me to get a video for YouTube? Hours. It takes hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Go to my stream, watch my streams. I'm serious. Twitch.tv/iamexpel. I'm just saying. Go out, watch my streams. You'll see how long it takes for me to get a win. I might get 1 win a day. I'm not joking about this. I may get a single win a day. So, understand, I'm not as good as you guys think I am. I'm really not. I'm not crazy good. I make these videos about tips and tricks, and that's because I'm a smart player. I've done things to get to where I'm at in the game that I just think 20 steps ahead of everybody else, and that's what's always going to separate me from any other player that's a 1.2 KD. Any other average player is that I'm smarter whenever it comes to the game. I've had more time in the game because I've played it since Call of Duty 4. It is what it is. So yeah, I don't want to play at the top of my level at all times. And let's go ahead and take a step back here. Here's the issue that the creators actually have with it. Okay, the creators actually have with skill-based matchmaking. It's that we want to actually hop on and be able to stream and talk to our chat. Just say hey to our chat, have conversations with our chat. But if we're not full focus in, if we're not, man, gotta make this happen, then we're gonna die. We're gonna immediately die. Our teammates are gonna get upset and stuff like that. No matter what, we can't, you know, I have a foot pedal that allows me to mute in Discord, which allows me to talk to my chat. If I mute and I start talking to chat for a long series of time, my teammates get in a gunfight, and it's a bunch of sweaty people. And when I say sweaty, I mean people that are at or above our skill level. It's gonna be tough for a 1v3 with my teammate. So it's hard to just, you know, keep that balance. So if we're not full on focused on the game, then things can go south very, very quickly. And most of us that are good creators actually talk to our chat. But when you're looking at people like competitors, they are likely to not talk to their chat and just try and show off good gameplays. Okay, and I'm not saying they're good, not, you know, they don't have personalities, but most of these people, you'll see their KDs in their Twitter bio, which is the worst place to put it. If I see your KD in your Twitter bio, I don't care about you as a person. Or if you have your KD in, let's say, your stream title, stuff like that, that's, you know, it's a selling point of your stream. Those are the people you can expect to be competitors, you know? If you see somebody with a 1.2 KD in their stream title, you should probably, you know, figure out if they have any personality, because that's really confusing me, because that's like average. All right, you guys understand what skill-based matchmaking is at this point, right? We understand that. We understand what the argument is. We understand, like, hey, this is the issue. But let's kind of get a little bit deeper into what's been the big uproar as of late, you know? Modern Warfare has had the strictest skill-based matchmaking of any Call of Duty ever. And the reason why is they wanted to protect the noobs. They wanted to make sure that those noobs had their safe space, as they literally said in what, like a podcast or something like that form. They were asked questions before Modern Warfare was released, and the developers were like, yeah, we just want to make sure that they're safe and we can get their money. And for those of you wondering, it is all about money. For those of you that don't realize, Activision does have an actual patent that makes it to where if you don't have skins in Call of Duty, you will actually get paired with people that are better than you and have skins. That way it'll make you want to buy those skins. That is a real thing. That is, I promise you, a real thing. They have patents that make you want to buy skins. That's kind of messed up. Activision is 100% only here for your money. And the issue is the people that are the big spenders are usually this 3%. But it doesn't mean that they're the vast majority of spending. And that's the problem, is that there's 97% versus the 3%. So what ends up happening is that they end up putting this skill-based matchmaking in on everyone. And with Modern Warfare, it was one of their biggest games of all time. So they added in this skill-based matchmaking. They maxed it out. They put it as high as they could possibly get it, to where the big guys that were 3 KDs and stuff like that, they'd be playing the 3 KDs, and it'd always be a sweat fest. I couldn't take 2 seconds to breathe in a multiplayer match. I mean it. I couldn't breathe in a multiplayer match in Modern Warfare. And it's the reason that I stayed with Black Ops 4, is because it was so strict in Call of Duty Modern Warfare that I literally couldn't get more than like 15 kills or something like that in a match where my enemies were dropping equal, if not 10 times more. And I've seen it 10 times more. And that's why you saw so many hackers in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's just so hard to compete that they just say, screw it. You know, I may as well just hack. I may as well cheat. I may as well download these cheats so that I can get better at the game. It promotes a very toxic environment, is what I'm getting at. So over the weekend, we saw Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War do the exact same thing. And the reason that I say this, the reason that I know that it was the exact same thing, is because I did play it. And I did play it for about an hour and a half. I played it for about an hour and a half before I lost my mind. I could not play it any further past that. I played every single map. I tried a couple of guns, ended up sticking with an AK-74U. And then after the first 2 matches, which felt fantastic, I was like, man, I switched back to controller. I'm feeling really good. You know, there's no lag, stuff like that. After those first 2 matches of me dropping 50 bombs, which was crazy. I you know, a 5 KD, a 10 KD, and one of them, you know, I was doing really good. I was happy about it. I was like, you know, this is fun. It's not like I'm pub stomping. You know, the games were relatively close. You know, it was a pretty good match. All of a sudden, the next few games, people were jumping around corners, and they were like drop shotting and all this other stuff. And I was like, why are they doing this? This is so weird. And then I was like, you know what? I know what it is. It's skill-based matchmaking. And then after that 3rd game, it was like it started lagging. And I was like, well, this is really weird as well. So game after game after game, it was getting worse and worse and worse. So they were obviously prioritizing skill-based matchmaking over how well the servers were doing for each player. So they were so concerned about whether or not you were having a good time as a very low-skilled player, that they refused to mix in any players and made sure that they didn't care about your connection either. So it was a little bit frustrating for the vocal majority of, you know, the players in Call of Duty Cold War. And sadly, the majority of people that actually talk are going to be those in the 3%, not the 97%. So that's what you're going to see online. That's why there were 70,000 tweets versus 700,000 tweets, is because, yes, it did get on trending, but do you know how much bigger it would have been if we had those 1.2 KDs, 1.1 KDs talking about it? Would have been huge. So everybody got mad, and they said, all right, this is ridiculous. Why is skill-based matchmaking this strict in the game? And some people didn't have this issue. Some people had no issue whatsoever with skill-based matchmaking in the game, and they didn't see a problem with it. And I get that. That's cool. You probably aren't as good as you weren't playing at the level that I was playing at. You weren't playing at the level that some of the pros were playing at. We saw people like Scumpy. He was literally reverse boosting in the game so that he could have fun and stuff like that. And it's not about, once again, I want to be very clear, it is not about us getting gameplays or anything like that, being like, oh, we pub stumped, we did something crazy. Yeah, there are those competitors that want that. They want their stuff to look good. You know, a lot of people have called out certain YouTubers that blew up within the past few years. They've been calling them out for reverse boosting. And by the way, I don't have an issue with reverse boosting. The only issue that I have with reverse boosting is when they don't tell you that they reverse boosted. Good for you. You got a reverse boosted gameplay. Did you tell people? No, you're a loser. You're an awful person. And honestly, you don't deserve the fame that you have. That is such an awful thing to do because everybody else is playing the exact same way, but without reverse boosting. And they can't get those gameplays because of that. So you need to be honest with your audience. This is just a call out to every single creator. Be honest with your audience or you will fail. I promise you, you will get called out. You will start making less money. You will not be able to pay your bills. All this stuff, just expect it. Regardless, so we just want to change. We just want to see it changed, and we want to see it get loosened, or we want to see it gone, or stuff like that. And here's the deal. It's not going to happen. We're never going to see that happen. We're never going to see skill-based matchmaking disappear. It's not going to be a thing. But what we can do is change the skill-based matchmaking. And we can change it to where it's just a little bit better. And here is what I recommend. I recommend that instead of having skill-based matchmaking for everyone, we simply change the skill-based matchmaking to where it only affects players under a 1.2 KD or even like a 1.15 KD. Anything above the 1.15 KD is just a mix. It's just a big old melting pot of random players that get thrown in based on connection. But below that 1.15 KD, we can expect it to, hold the hands of those players that are just garbage at the game, whether they be new or they're a 4-year-old that shouldn't be playing the game because it is a 17+ game. But why would we not get those people as well? It's not Fortnite or anything. Regardless, I think it's an easy solution to where it'll make everyone happy. And it's so unbelievably simple. It's so simple that it's not a switch. It's not some flip a switch that we know we can turn on and off, but it can be tuned, and it can easily be tuned to where it's like within this parameter and this parameter, make sure that they're 1-to-1. We want to make sure that everybody's got the same KD within those lobbies, but then within this parameter plus, we go ahead and just let it, go free. Make sure everybody is just connection based. That would make everyone happy. That would make everyone so unbelievably happy. And then we'd realize that as a whole, we don't actually want skill-based matchmaking, because what people see is that 0.01% up there, those 3.0 KDs, those 4.0, 5.0, 6.0, stuff like that. We see those players and we're like, man, I don't want to get pub stomped by those guys. They'll get me. You wouldn't. That's not how skill-based matchmaking works. That's not how a lack of skill-based matchmaking works either. The likelihood of that small percentage of players actually playing with these players, you might run into them 1 every 100 games. And as a regular player, you wouldn't have the time to do that. So at the end of the day, skill-based matchmaking is kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid. It's only there so that companies can make money. They don't actually care about you as a company. Just to be very, very clear, they do not care about you as a company. Yes, some of the studios and the people like in the studios, they may care, but Activision as a company, they don't care. They really, really don't. Epic Games anymore, not really caring. They saw the money, they took the money, stuff like that. Look, I'm not trying to call them out. I'm just a very honest person. It's how I am. I can't help it. I call it how I see it. If I'm wrong, let me know. Send me an email. Epic Games, I'm 100% with it. Activision, send me an email. Let me know. If you think that you actually care about them, let me know why. Why do you care about them? Let me know what you've done to show that you care about your fan base. Because from what I can see, you're not even talking to us, man. You're literally not talking to us. You're not explaining yourself. There's been multiple devs that have had to come out that aren't directly related to Activision, but instead specific companies within, the Activision name. So I think it's a good opportunity for them to actually talk to their audience, for them to, figure out what to do about it. And I wanted to give my input, and I'd love to know your thoughts with a comment down below. Regardless, guys, if you did enjoy, do me a favor, drop the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and turn on notifications. That way you get notified every single time I post a video. You can also follow me over on twitch.tv/iamexpel. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, going until 2, which is when the videos go live on YouTube. And then last but not least, follow me over on Discord, join my Discord, and then follow me over on Twitter, where you can find some tweets about stuff like this. Regardless, thank you guys. I hope you have a great day, and I'll get out of your hair. I love you. Don't be mean in the comments. I'm serious. Let me know what you think, but don't be mean. Okay, that's the rules. That's the rules. If you're mean, I'm gonna call your mom, and she's gonna be disappointed with you, especially if she's dead. That's morbid. Okay.